May 25th, 2023, and here are my 3 free best bets. Let's go. What's up, everyone? It's your boy Noble Living back with another DYF Bets video for you, where I'm breaking down my favorite picks and plays of the day and just trying to help you guys make some money and run up the bags from our favorite players and teams. Now, I'm sorry I missed the video yesterday. I was traveling and I tried to get it done, but just couldn't get it done yesterday. But if you were inside the Telegram, we took it real brief, real light, but we still cashed in our 2-team steamer of the day. So I'm happy about that, able to still make some money. And even if you tapped into our last video before that on May the 23rd, you know we went 2-2 on the day. I gave y'all a bonus pick on that one, so we went 2-2. We cashed in on Jason Tatum points and on the player parlay between Caleb Martin and Derek White 3-pointers. We did lose on Bam's points and rebounds, and on the 2-team money line parlays, the Padres blew that one for us, but still 2-2 on the day, and we're still happy. You can see our record right here. We're still over 500. We're still running it up, and we're looking to keep the momentum going today. So as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channels, and let's dive into our 3 best bets. So for my first best bet of the day, I am going to the Eastern Conference Finals. We've got Miami Heat versus the Boston Celtics in Game 5 at the TD Garden. And listen, I have to go with the total on this one, and I'm liking the Celtics and Heat under 110 first half points. I've seen minus 110 as kind of the best odds, and if you even go to points bet, you can still get it at minus 10.5, which I really like as well. Now listen, I think this one's going to be a great game. You know the Garden's going to be rocking. There's a lot of energy, and you even heard Jaylen Brown say, "Don't let us get one." So I think the Celtics have kind of figured out a little thing here in this matchup, and they're looking to kind of turn it up and keep the momentum going at home. I am not on the bandwagon just yet of saying that they're going to win this series. I saw some people who were putting in their tickets to get the Celtics at really big plus money odds to win the series. I'm not sure about that one so much. I think the Celtics have a great opportunity to win another one at home today, but I think the Heat are looking at this as an opportunity as well, right? And I think because of that, it's going to be a defensive battle. Now, the Heat know that they can win one more and they're in the NBA Finals, and I think they're going to play like that, and they're going to play a lot of tough defense. And listen, let's be honest, Boston has not been good in the playoffs at home, so the opportunity is definitely there. They're 4-5 at home in the playoffs, and then also the road team has won 6 of the past 7 in this playoff rivalry between these two teams. So that really tells you really the advantage is with the road team and not the home team, and I think the Heat know that, and the Heat understand that they're not going to be able to outpace the Celtics in terms of running up and down the court with them. So I believe if the Heat think they're going to win this one, it's going to start in the first half. It's going to start on the defensive end. But also another factor that I'm looking at in this matchup is also the fatigue factor, right? This is one thing that you have to start keeping into consideration when you're handicapping at this point in the NBA playoffs, especially this late in series as well. These players are tired, let's be honest, okay? Including the play-in games, this is the 17th playoff game for both of these teams. And even if you watch the last game, you could see that the pace started slowing down as well, going into the fourth quarter, the third quarter, and that game actually finished under. The line moved significantly to the over pre-game, but at the line, I think it finished around 218, 219. That game actually finished under. And then also keep in mind that this is the 4th straight game with only 1 day of rest in between, and yesterday was a travel day, so that wasn't really even a real true rest day, right? Because they had to get back on the plane to get back to Boston. So keep all of those things in mind, and as a former athlete, you know that takes a fatigue on my body. So imagine, you know, what it's like for these NBA stars at this point in the season, managing injuries, having to fly across the country. It's not really across the country, but you know, you're going from Miami all the way up to Boston. That's still a pretty decent flight there. So I think fatigue is going to play a factor in how these teams come out, and I think because of that, you know, in the first half we should get a little bit of a slower pace here, and I think that we should get more defensive matchups here. We should also be able to get a lot of missed shots. And then the final thing I want to talk about is a few trends. You guys know I always love the trends. That's really one of the things that help me solidify, you know, my confidence in a pick. Only one of the 4 first halves have gone over this total of 110 so far this series. And then also, if you look back to the last series in Game 5 and later, and because that one went all the way to 7 games. All of those games went under in the first half as well. So that's telling us, hey, the trend right now, later on in the series, defense is a lot more of a priority and teams miss a lot more shots. In the first half, under is the play. And then here's another thing that I saw in Action Labs is that Eastern Conference first half unders in Game 3 or later are 98, 56, and 2 since 2018. So that's a 64% angle, including a 93, 45, and 2 record, which is a 67% angle when the total is set under 114 points or lower. So we're getting 110 points on this one. All the numbers, all the trends, all the things are saying that take the under in this one. I've already put it in. I'm really confident about this play, so take this as my first best bet of the day. So for my second best bet, we're headed over to the baseball diamond, and I'm taking a look at the Mets and Cubs in this one, and I'm taking the total over 7.5 runs. The best odds I've seen has been -110. That's pretty standard across the books. Now in this one, we've got Alex Carrasco on the mound for the Mets, and then he's facing Kyle Hendricks for the Cubs. So Kyle Hendricks is making his season debut. You might have heard that Jameson Taillon was the pitcher for today. Well, the Cubs swapped him out, and as a result, they're starting Kyle Hendricks today, and he's making his season debut. He hasn't pitched in the majors since last July due to a shoulder injury, and truthfully, before he left, he wasn't that locked down of a pitcher anyway. He was 4-6, he had a 4.88 ERA, and the veteran, who's also the last member of the Cubs squad who won the World Series in 2016, I think that he's in for a little bit of a tough test today. He's facing a Mets offense that hasn't really been that strong over the past month, but they're definitely looking for a pitcher or for a game to rebound, and I think this could be definitely one of the opportunities for them. Like I've mentioned, their offense has not been the strongest. They're ranked near the bottom of the league in runs per game, but it is encouraging to see that they are higher in terms of batting average and on-base percentage. So that means that they're getting runners on base. We just need to see them actually knock in those runs, and I think this is a great opportunity against a pitcher who's really just coming off of minor league assignments and rehab, and I think the opportunity to be able to score some runs on him today is there. And on the other side, we have Alex Carrasco, who's 0-2 on the year with an 8.68 ERA, and he's had his fair share of injuries over the past month or so, and in 3 of his 4 starts this season, he's given up more than 5 runs in a game. So that's also telling me, like, hey, we've got 2 pitchers here who are really in not the best of forms from what we've seen. They're injury prone right now, or coming off of injuries. So I think the fact that we should be able to score some runs, and I think we're getting value here because of the fact that both offenses have not been that strong in the month of May, and I think just 7.5 is way too low of a total here. And even look at Carrasco's last start against the Guardians. He went 5 innings, gave up 5 hits, 5 earned runs, and a home run. And if you've been watching the show or even tapped into the Telegram group, we've been talking about the Guardians a lot, and they don't really score a whole lot of runs. So a team that does not score a lot of runs scored 5 runs on you, man. That's tough. That's hard to go against, and as a result, I think that there's an overreaction on the total, and the value is on the over here. So give me the over 7.5 runs as my second best bet of the day. Now for my third best bet, I'm taking a 2-team steamer here. We're going to player prop parlay, and I've got Grant Williams over 6 points, and I'm parlaying that with Derek White over 2 threes. -112 is the kind of, the standard odds I've been seeing on this one. Just depends on really what odds you get it at. Now I teased down both of these lines, and there's a few ways that you can play this one around depending on how you want to play with the odds, depending on what your books give you. But I'm banking on the Celtics to play like the spread indicates. The spread is -8 in this game. So that means that the books really think the Celtics are going to win this one. And if so, then this means that they're going to depend on their role players to help contribute and to score some of those points. And Grant Williams and Derek White are 2 of the best role players the Celtics have had this series, and I'm banking on that. Now let's go to Grant Williams first. Despite being embarrassed by Jimmy in this matchup, right? We've seen Jimmy point at him. We've seen Jimmy score on him, right? Let's give him his credit. He's been going at the Heat well. He's been trying to play hard. He's been scrappy, and he's been playing confidently. He's gone over this total in all 3 games of the series. He scored 9 in the first game, 12 in the second game, 14 in the third game. So he's increasingly getting better, and I'm glad to see also that the Heat have willing to let him shoot the shots. He's been open from 3. He's been confidently shooting them. Even in the last matchup, he had 6 3-point attempts, and he hit 4 of them. So he's been able to knock him down, but we also seen the Heat are willing to live with that. They're like, yo, if Grant Williams beats us, he beats us. So listen, all I need is for Grant to be able to get one corner three and maybe a putback and one. I just need 6 points, bro, and I think you'll be able to get it. He's been averaging over 25 minutes per game in this series, so he's getting the volume on the floor. So I believe that he should be able to get a few open looks today. We just need him to knock it down. So give me Grant Williams over 6 points as the first leg of the parlay. Now in the second leg, I'm running it back with Derek White. He cashed in for us last game, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And the reason why I really like this one is because Derek White has been consistent this entire series. He's hit 3 threes in every single game this series, and at least 5 attempts in every one of those games as well. I just need you to hit 2 of them, bro. And last game, he went 3 for 7, so he's seen to get more volume there in 27 minutes. He's been playing over 20 minutes in each game, and like I mentioned, he's getting the volume increasingly going up as well. He had 5 attempts in the first 2 games, 6 attempts in the third game, 7 attempts in the fourth game. So we're seeing this volume there. I think that's a great sign for the Celtics, and we should be able to get a few open looks today. And if you want an extra little bonus sprinkle here, you might want to take a look at Caleb Martin's points. And also, he's had 2 blocks in the last 3 games in the series, and if you right now on my book, that's at plus 225, so that might be worth a little lotto leg for you, as in something a little extra. That's my 2-leg player prop for you guys, parlay right there. Grant Williams over 6 points, Derek White over 2 threes. Let's cash it in. Let's take it to the bank. Well, that's it for me, my friends. 3 best bets on the board. I really like all 3 of these plays. I'm really confident in that under. Like I said, I think the numbers and the data are there. I like that over on the 7.5 runs on the Mets and Cubs. And then we've got a light 2-leg player prop parlay there to wrap up the night. And I think that should be able to get us over. So hopefully we should be able to sweep the board. And as always, I'm excited to see some of the picks that you all take. So make sure you're dropping a comment inside the Telegram group. So this way I can see some of the bets that you like, and I can tell y'all. As always, let's make some money, dictate your fate, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Let's get it. Let's go.